The city of South Bend shelled out $1.3 million to settle lawsuits in the past 5 years.
And those lawsuits allege that police brutality and civil rights violations. Now, WSBT 22 fact finder Suzanne Spencer has been digging through the records.
From 2011 to 2016, the city says that the amount that they've paid out is far less than in previous years. But we wanted to know why the city chooses to settle and which cases got the most money.
He hit me, used me to hit the other car.
When Lucky Wea was hit on a sidewalk in South Bend after a high-speed police chase and then detained, he sued for excessive force. The city settled and he got $225,000. This video showing former officer Theo Robert punching Jermaine Harris prompted a lawsuit. It was settled for $55,000. These are just two of the settlements.
There have been a lot of cases where we want to take a case to the mat. Sometimes we do, but often we don't, because we know that the litigation, the court fees, even when we think we're right, may not be worth it compared to arranging a settlement that's going to put a firm lid on the amount of taxpayer money that's going to go into dealing with a particular case.
One group of cases stands out in that $1.3 million, the police wiretapping case that cost taxpayers $787,000 in settlements. $500,000 went to the officers involved, $50,000 to the former chief, and $235,000 to the former communications director.
Why did the city choose to settle in all those different cases?
Yeah, I mean, that was a case where it was almost a crossfire of lawsuits, but the bottom line was we knew there had been a problem with violations of the Wiretap Act. And we also knew that the longer that was left dangling, the worse it was for the city.
Local attorney Peter Agostino says there are a lot of reasons to settle.
There's a lack of predictability when you let someone else decide a case for you, whether it's a judge or a jury, and that uncertainty always gets factored into driving a settlement.
Many of these cases involving the police department happened before South Bend Police Chief Scott Ruskowski took office. He said he's doing what he can to avoid any potential lawsuits regarding use of force.
It's not us going out and arbitrarily using force. We're only reacting to the situation that we're presented.
I might be waiting for you just to get close enough for me to attack.
And Chris Brady teaches defensive tactics to all South Bend officers.
You need to handcuff me, and I'm not cooperating.
And then we'll figure out what to do after that.
We'll figure out what to do.
Okay.
He gave me a lesson in how an officer decides to use force.
All right. Is this anything like what you'd attempt to be doing?
You would definitely need backup for something like this.
It's just one way the police department is training officers to handle any situation.
You can train all you want, but when your life is about to end, and that's your belief, you can't breathe anymore, you can't move anymore, or you're to that point where you almost can't do anything anymore, you have to make a choice.
If you remember, the numbers that we're talking about here are just the civil lawsuits concerning the police department. When you actually look at the legal budget as a whole for the city, data shows the city is spending less on lawsuit settlements since 2013. It paid out just under $800,000 in settlements in 2013. That number has declined, Jennifer, to less than $200,000 just last year.